Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. So, if you know, you know. I am currently in the middle of a series where I make a junk journal each month and decorate it throughout the course of the month. And thus far, I've started each month with a paper bag busted open on my desk, because this is going to be the cover of my journal. So, let's get started. I've already busted like I said, I've already opened up the bottom. I have a piece of copy paper, which will be about the biggest size paper that I will have for the journal. And now I'm just going to do some kind of measurement. Let's see. I fold this in half. That will put me roughly here. And then, so I'll cut that there. And this time I'm going to do myself a favor and actually measure. Not measure necessarily, but make a straight line. And this will be the basis of my journal. Let's make sure it's a good size. Yes, I love it. So now now that this is the right size, I'm going to cover it in fabric on both sides. So I have been having such good results with the Yes paste for making these that's what I'm going to use, and I'm using a face mask spatula. The June journal is going to be rainbow themed, and I found a few fat quarters at Walmart. That is going to be my cover. I love tie-dye. That is going to be the inner lining. So we're going to have all sorts of rainbow goodness all over this journal. So I can't wait. Flip this over. See how much of this fabric I've actually got. Make sure I don't need to prime with paint. I think these are both too dark for the bag to show through. I love it. I probably should. Guess I could stand to iron this fabric before, but I really don't want to. I hate ironing. It's the worst. Ooh, that is going to be a very loud journal. I love it. Okay, let's see. Do I need to trim? I think I'll be all right. Yeah. All right. So, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and spread some Yes paste all over this, and then I will lay down the fabric on it, and I'll be back to show you how it looks. All right. I did not end up having to iron this. Hooray! I hate ironing. I just laid it down and then smoothed out the creases as I flattened it out, and I don't think I could have done a better job, even if I had ironed it. So then I trimmed it. I trimmed the edges so that I can fold them over and provide a little bit of overlap on the sides and then across the top. So that means I don't need as much of the second fat quarter as I used for the outside cover. I'm actually going to trim it so that it just fits. Like that. Ooh, that's going to be so garish. And I kind of love it. So, now I'm going to spread Yes paste on this side, put my fabric down, and flatten it out, and then I'll have to let it dry. All right, the Yes paste has dried. I trimmed the corners so that when I'm folding them in, it won't be as bulky here. I might have to trim it a little more actually. But I'm going to use some tacky glue and run a bead along the edges and then fold it over. It's not perfect, but I'm going to let that dry, and then what I'll do once it's dry is I will trim, you know, the excess off. All right, this has dried, and I sewed around the edges with a black thread in a zigzag pattern. Next, signatures. So here I have 2 signatures I made with coffee dyed paper, and they're very similar. Each signature will only have 3 full-size pieces of copy paper in it. Yes, it is intentional that there are so few pages in these signatures, but here is why. So rather than going on rainbow overload all through this journal and everything just being a continuation of this, I decided I was going to have each page showcase a different color in the rainbow color spectrum. So I will be traveling from white all the way through the spectrum to black. Like each page this size being a different color. So we'll have white, and then cream, light pink, pink, dark pink, red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, and so on through, which is why I went with a fewer number of pages. Because as this is, I have 3 pages in the signature, but I will end up with 12 different colors in this signature alone. Because I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is how that's going to work. And each page will feature things in that color. I mean, yes, I know I have coffee dyed paper, but I'm going to glue things down, and yeah, collage work. I've got a plan. So that is the idea. I need to sew these signatures in. I feel like I just spent way too much time explaining what I'm going to do. But I wanted you to know it was intentional, and this will probably get very bulky, so yeah, I need to come up with a template. Will this one work? I can make it work. It's the size of my pages after all. Alright, let's find the center. I want to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, so that works for me. Perfect. Alright, so this is the center right here. I will mark it with a pencil. That is the center. Let's move it down lower. Now to poke holes. We've done this before, haven't we? Just a few times. I'm going to poke holes where these so let me give you a little bit of an explanation here. I'm using a template I made in a prior journal, and I'm doing a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, which means I need 5 holes per signature, and each one of these intersections is where I will poke a hole to sew in my signatures. I'm going to poke these holes, and then I'll be right back to start sewing these in. My holes are punched into the cover of the journal, and now I'm going to punch some holes in these signatures. I will open it up to the middle, and then I will, then I'll paper clip these pages so that they don't come out of order. Not really that there's an order, but so that they stick together well. Make sure everything is butted up into the crease in the middle. And then I poke my holes. I line up that crease with one of these one of these lines, and then I get to poking. Actually, I should probably find the intersection and stab. Alright, my holes are poked. Now I get to sew. Alright, for the thread I'm going to use to sew in the signatures is DMC Floss Color 3866. It is very close to the color of these pages, and I think it'll blend in pretty well. I don't want to do a dangle on the outside like I did for the May journal and the March journal. When you are sewing in a signature, you want your thread to be at least 3 times the height of your journal. So I'm going to sew this in similarly. I'm going to start at the bottom, go in from the inside, and then I will tape down that, and I'm just going to go up through the next hole, and then in through this hole, then when I reach the top, I'll go back down. So now I've gotten to here. I'm not going to go through this hole. I'm just going to undo this, pull everything tight, make sure that there's no looseness except for where I just did this, and then I'm going to tie it right here. And I will trim these, and I will add a dot of glue when I am done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sew in the next signature off camera. I'll be right back. So I have the second signature sewn in, and I clipped the string so that it was really short. I chose this color because it blended in better with the paper, and I didn't want the stark contrast between a black thread and the light paper, even though the black thread would have matched the stitching on the outside. So what I have decided to do is cover this. I've got this beautiful ribbon, very simple, and I think I will like the way it looks wrapped around there. You know, I kind of wish it were a little thicker now that I see it. Is that cute? I think it's cute. It makes it feel more finished. We'll just use some tacky glue. It dries a lot faster than the fabric glue. Might need a little more glue. And I cut this to be a little longer than the height of the book so that I could fold it over and make it look a little more finished. And then flip it over and fold this over there and over there. All right, part of me wishes I had done a hidden spine. I could have used this ribbon for that, but I just ran out and bought the ribbon for this purpose, so. I'm just going to let that dry and then work on the front cover. All right. So for my front decoration, I decided I want to go with a pocket, and I do want to label the outside with the month and the year. So I came up with this. I used my Cricut and just cut out June 2023 with a font I found there. I cut that out onto some black cardstock, and I backed it on this white paper. I had it originally just on this, but it just didn't work as well for me. There is a lot going on this cover, and yeah, trying not to make it too much. So what I want to do is I'm going to make this, I'm going to glue around here like a pocket, and then I'm going to glue around this June 2023 like a pocket. And make it a pocket, I guess I should say. I'm not sure yet. I kind of want to do something else, but at the moment I am kind of at a loss for what else should go on the cover. It's got a lot going on with all the different colors and designs. So as of right now, I'm not sure what's going to go in this pocket. I have a couple of ideas for things for this journal. That's where I'm going to leave this. I'll end up making something for this pocket in one of the future videos. So the June journal is made. It is very colorful. It has a lot going on. It needs something, and I can't figure out what at the moment. So I'm going to walk away. I'm going to call it good for now. I'm going to walk away. You will be notified if I decide to do something else to the cover. So I just gotta say thank you again for watching the video. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm really excited to get started on this journal. I've got some ideas that I'm looking forward to doing. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.